Hello everyone, hope you're well. A new video for you guys. This video is Onlyfans management for dummies. How the hell do I even make Reddit work? Well, this is a Reddit update video for you guys. The basics of Reddit. How does it work? What's the issues? How do I avoid banning and the proxies and the updates? Now, Reddit, at the end of the day, Reddit is a huge place. It has more people coming to its platform than Instagram apparently. And for me, even to this day, that's very surprising. Like I can't fathom so many people going to Reddit. But if you look on the internet, you go on YouTube, you realize how many people actually use Reddit. I before this business, I have never used Reddit before, hand on heart. Like never ever used Reddit. Maybe once or twice for a potential like I don't know, random thing that I can't find anywhere else. But that's Reddit in itself. It's a forum. You have people that are proper fans or niched in or want to know about a specific situation when it comes to anything from cup holders to models to cars to football to sport, whatever. So that's why it's good to finding your niche for your model. Reddit is a forum for anything. You can literally find a niche for anything you want. And not to divulge or anything, it's so deep that people even are like serial killers and get found out and shit like that. But I digress. I'm not going to go into that today. But yeah, at the end of the day, OnlyFans can be found and used quite easily when it comes to Reddit. It's you have to make sure you use the right content for your niche because, for example, if you have a normal woman, you really can't be putting like explicit content on there because majority of the time guys will just use that and say run away with it. But if you have like, for example, a I don't know, a midget or something like that as your model, potentially that's where you can start showing your model there, and that's that. Reddit does bring in a lot of fans and brings in fans that actually spend. It's not like Twitter. Twitter is basically useless. I'm finding out Twitter is basically useless. Maybe it's good at funding traffic to like other sources, but I personally believe Twitter is useless. But Reddit is actually a good place to find in fans that want to spend. And the quality of subscriber is good pound for pound compared to majority of other platforms. It's a good quality subscriber source, and at the end of the day, I would suggest for you to guys to work it out. What's the issue with Reddit? Because everyone is finding issues with Reddit. Everybody gets banned. I don't know one person that's ever used Reddit as a OnlyFans subscriber source that hasn't been banned. Building accounts is extremely hard, and most people just give up. I'm telling you today, do not ever give up with anything that's worthwhile, but find new ways of trying to sort it out. And I have found the way of doing this. How do I avoid the banning and the proxies? At the end of the day, this is a numbers game. You need to build as many accounts as possible. In fact, I have a VA that actually builds accounts because majority of accounts could get banned because Reddit has patterns of basically banning, and I'll explain that after. This is a numbers game. At the end of the day, you need to make sure your proxy is reliable. You are using it from a reliable computer, and you have reliable IP source. You can use IP Royale. You can use. I would personally use a mobile proxy. I would never ever use a static one anymore. It doesn't work. And one thing I'll tell you, this is a huge thing that most of the time people won't tell you. All the proxies that you do receive are not from the place that you are getting. Because if you test your proxy, which I know a lot of you don't test your proxy, is your proxy is probably in Ukraine, it's probably in Lithuania, somewhere in Russia, somewhere like that. And they're doxing it by putting it through a system, very clever. And at the end of the day, it shows as UK, but it's actually not. And you think somewhere like Reddit or Instagram isn't going to clock that? So I would suggest you finding a service that allows you to test your Reddit proxy or your proxy in general before you start using it. At the end of the day, you make sure you warm up your accounts using that proxy on your computer and take your time warming accounts. It can take up to 2 weeks. It can take up to a month. But I'm telling you now, it's worth it in the end. At the end of the day, Reddit goes through a lot of updates for some reason. I don't know why. The moderators are insane, and you need to be careful of the banning kind of. You need to be careful that banning calendar. And what I mean by that, Reddit goes through phases every month of a banning accounts, and it's like they go on a witch hunt. And you need to make sure that potentially you're not even on the account when you're doing that, or you're just acting like a normal human being. My advice for you is to make sure during the Christmas period to February every year, if you are in this game for long enough, you are consistently looking at the T's and C's for Reddit, and you're preparing for what's about to come, because Reddit always goes through a whole new change every year around that time. And at the end of the day, there is a service that shows you when accounts get banned a lot. And if you really want that service, go to my Telegram, because I got it there. But other than that, guys, that is like the quick overview of Reddit. If you really want me to go in depth or how to help find a good proxy, let me know, and I shall do that. Anyway, peace and love, and I'll see you soon.